On today's show, we wind the clock back to 2014 and head to Temora in the Riverina region of New South Wales as we look back on all the action from round 5 of the Hi-Tech Oils V8 Superboats Series. Then we jump forward to current day and relive all the opening round action from the MyBike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul from the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. This is Speedweek.
Championship is Fonzie's getting away on us a little bit there with the championship, and so we're trying to stay in touch with him. He's the one to beat at the moment.
Oh, that's Darryl. He's a Kiwi, and geez, he'll be doing anything. As I said, I affectionately call him the Pest, and he won't go away in the championship. And I said he's up in front, so I'm the one behind. So psychologically, I reckon I've got the wood that I'm coming for him, and they've got everything to lose, and I've got everything to gain.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be like after tonight. Last race cost us a fair bit of points too. We blew the engine up, and the race before I had a big crash as well. So it hasn't been the best of seasons.
Yeah, I feel in myself that I'm driving a lot better this year, a lot smoother. I've won a few races this year, I'm happy with that. But the second place doesn't really faze me as long as I'm sort of on the top step of the podium at the end of the year. You can be consistent all year and still win the championship. So
yeah, I beat him last year in the championship, that was all right. But this year, yeah, he's tough to beat. He's on it, that's for sure. It's a long track and it's fast. It's a little bit wider than Cabarita, so the high speed and the flow of the track is really good. So from that, hopefully tonight, anywhere on the podium, we'll be happy.
Welcome to Temora, Lake Centenary here at Max Hire Hi-Tech Oils V8 Superboats Park. A beautiful day here, quite hot. Everybody seeking some shade here in the late afternoon. We have got some red hot action coming your way here from round 5 of the National Series for the V8 Superboats. I don't think that young fella will be getting a drive. Some big contenders there, Phil Dixon, Derek Sagitas and Brooke Dixon getting themselves set for what's going to be some massive heat into the darkness. Qualifying here for the Superboats, this is Brooke Dixon, who in earlier practice sessions, her boat expired, so the Hi-Tech Oils driver has taken the invitation from Ted Sagitas to jump on board the 360 Bolt outfit, that new boat there. This is Darryl Hutton, twice Australian champion, multiple world championships here in the American Automotive Importers. Dean Elridge, Screaming Roo Motorised Bicycle Products outfit. Greg Mercier here setting early pace with his 570 cubic inch, and he goes out. Up onto the bank there, and that's disappointing in early qualifying there for Greg. He will definitely regain his composure. Nothing really dramatic about that, just a bit of standing water and mud and swampy stuff there that they'll have to clean off the underside of the boat there. Now, Fonzie Mullen in Ramjet. Big Hi-Tech Oil banner across the front of that boat there. And Fonzie Mullen looking more like a fighter pilot than a race driver here this weekend. Again on board here. This is Frankenstein, that Motec dash, feeding all the information to the crew that they need. And this is Brooke Dixon. Very similar spec boat to hers, very similar motor specification. This is our Canberra team from Daily Transport. Paul Burgess just struggling a little bit there as the night came in, the lights went on, and really started to challenge some of the drivers there. Greg Mercier, though, trying to string this together after that earlier off, and very experienced driver there. The Q-Bears outfit, Daniel DeVoit, the president. He goes off, maintains his composure, tries to get it round, and on board. Oh, and even the navigator was confused then. Vicky Burrell got the hand up to stop. Daniel was trying to keep on racing there, but Fonzie Mullen, have a look at how low this boat is sitting in the water. Spray everywhere. He runs those deflectors you can just see under the GM Motorsports sticker, and that was qualifying from round 5. Camaraderie and friendships run very deep in the High-Tech Oils V8 Superboats paddock, and none more here than this weekend at Temora. We've seen the High-Tech Oils crew have an issue with Brooke Dixon and Phil Dixon. Ted Sagitis, the Frankenstein 360 Bolt crew, have offered the drive, the B drive to Brooke Dixon, so she can continue for this event.
We have had a bit of a problem with the Superboat engine. We've blown that up the last race, so we've had a spare boat in the trailer, so now we'll be racing that for the rest of the night.
Well, not the best. So two of my motors, I've got a big block with 1400 horsepower and I've got a small block with 1000 horsepower and they're both broken. So we've just put a spare boat together and we're coming fourth currently, so I think it's not a bad effort from pulling the boat off the shelf this afternoon.
She is absolutely charging at it. Her first season in Unlimited, she's had a really good one, like we didn't expect that, and she's gone over. She's gone over the back of the island and in the water there. I would suggest the sun has caught her heading into that corner there.
Yeah, it has been up and down season. The first race of the season I came out and I won, so that was my first race in a superboat, so that was pretty exciting. Then the second two races I had two big crashes. Then the last two races I've had two blown engines, so it hasn't been the best. Now today we're sort of just going to go out and have a bit of fun now. We won't be able to knock off Fonzie or Krusty, but we'll probably just have a play around, just have a bit of a fun afternoon.
With qualifying out of the way, the sun has set and that beautiful moon rising up over the Max Hire High-Tech Oils V8 Superboat Park, and we go to 400 International Group A's. Of course, we do have three classes running, 350s, 400s and Unlimiteds. This is the first of the top six for the Unlimiteds. This is Grumpy with Mark Garlick at the wheel. Very experienced campaigner, 350 title champion, over 20 years under the belt of Grumpy. Some say you've got to cut it in half to count the rings to see how old it is, like an old tree. He goes across the line there. Garlo, a 47.697. That's around about where he needs to be. That should keep him alive. Robbie Coleman now. This guy hasn't been around for about 12 or 18 months of racing. Great to have him back in ton of guts from North Star Motors in Mildura. And the usual method, he might not have driven for a while, but the usual method is attack, attack, attack. And he's got plenty of power on board with that Darren Far faster engines. Across the line he goes and does a 47.10, so he cements his place. Third challenger out now. Kevy Lorgenson comes into this round sitting fourth in the title hunt. The guy travels only a little way from Sydney. He's probably the localest guy as far as this weekend is concerned. Of course, we've got Rodney Krause and Slade Stanley that out of Wagga, but not here this weekend. Kevy's really pushing very hard. He looks like he might miss out just a little bit slow on the latter half of that lap, but the Sparnet boat gets through at a 48.878. Damien O'Leary. Now this guy has got a championship to lose now. On top in points, had a very good run early on, but Grumpy with Jake Garlick behind the wheel is starting to challenge him. Metro Waste outfit from South Australia. Very good competitor. Full of beans, this guy. Loves to go racing, really does. Live the sport. The bump there on the screen, a 48.87. Damien should be good for that. He really should push through. Leading the championship into this round. Goes through at a 46.3. Does it quite easy in the end. Shane Lofton in Vicious. Now this guy is the guy to watch. Jake Garlick is definitely coming in this championship season. We're going to suggest that next season, Vicious, this all-black boat, is going to be the one that they're all going to be chasing. The development, the horsepower, the way they go about it. A 45.2 goes through fastest. Shane Lofton. This will be Jake Garlick at the wheel here. At Grumpy in his run at the top six. He should be good for it. He's won a round already this year. Charging at the top end around the last of the High-Tech Oil Islands. It's only that tricky right-hander there. Bang across the line he goes. A 45 dead. Jake Garlick qualifies fastest. Jake Garlick through there in Grumpy. A 45 dead. Shane Lofton in Vicious. Damien O'Leary in Kryptonite. Robbie Coleman will not play any further part. Unlimited Superboats now. In the night sky. This is when they need to impress. Brooke Dixon in the 360 Bolt, High-Tech Oils outfit. Motec Dash giving all the information to the navigator there. Brooks' boat has the dash for her. This navigator has to start to watch. This is Lauren Hopkins in the navigator's seat. We've just seen her hand briefly there, then tucks away. They will have discussed what their tactic was there. Brooke will have had the rest of the track in her mind, and her charge to the line there is a 42.494. Now that's rapid. Paying the 360 Bolt team back there with what could potentially be a run into the top three. Paul Burgess dearly loved to make the top three here tonight. Early qualifying time suggests that it's an outside chance, but this lap, this sudden death format, albeit exciting, it does leave them sometimes on the boat ramp and going home earlier than what they expect to. Of course, the flashier drivers now start to put on the strobing lights, the LEDs. Christmas lights coming up to the last round at Temora late in the year. Across the line goes Paul Burgess. I'm not sure that's going to be where he needs to be. Fonzie Mullen's been fast all day, and he doesn't get into it. He doesn't get into it. This is controversial. Fonzie Mullen going back around there. Not too sure what was going on there. There is allowance in the rules if there can often be weed or rubbish in the jet unit pickup, but we'll catch up with that. Greg Mercier in the A-Cole Skylights outfit, 570 cubic inch small block landscape between his shoulders from Track Sport Engines. This is between their shoulders, Greg and Dorinda Mercier. Magnificent looking boat. Gold trumpets out the top there of this normally aspirated outfit. And across the line, the 43.653. Very impressive stuff. Navigator very happy there at Dorinda Mercier. Now have a look at this Christmas tree. Daryl Hutton out there on the water. The Screaming Roo Motorised Bicycle Products outfit, big block. Working very, very hard out there at the moment. Straight across the top of the engine. Great shots there. Clips a bit of bank, runs around, gets under the timing modules. He'll be well and truly set his run for home now. Around that shut, run to home, bang across the line he goes, a 42.801. Daryl Hutton into P2. Brooke Dixon currently on top. This will be Derek Sagitas now. The same boat that Brooke was driving, 666 Frankenstein. All raw aluminium. The boat just getting itself to the track here, being prepared for this weekend. And Derek Sagitas for SGA Engineering and 360 Bolt, a 43 there, and that will see him off the back of the bubble. The bump now, 43.653. Fonzie Mullen, you've got to suggest it's just a matter of getting this lap through. Still not sure what occurred off the line in his earlier run, but we'll get that. The Ramjet cold air induction outfit, Fonzie Mullen at the wheel. He really has got the bit between the teeth. Himself and Greg Mercier currently world number twos. 41.5 there for Fonzie Mullen. Great lap at this time of the night there. Really acquitted himself well. Well, Fonzie Mullen was disallowed on that lap due to the earlier issues, but Brooke Dixon in the 360 Bolt will stand on top with Daryl Hutton and Greg Mercier making their way through to the top three. So top three time not too far away. We've got plenty of action still to come here at Max Hire, High-Tech Oils, V8 Superboat Park at Temora. 350s, International Group A 400s and Unlimiteds. Stay with us.
Basically, I saw a boat for sale in 2001, I think it was. I thought, that'd be a good sport to get into. So I bought a boat, spent a few years tinkering with it before I started actually racing. And then, yeah, it's just gone from there, just moved on and on. For myself, I have to do all the work myself because basically I can't afford to do any more, pay anyone to do anything. So, yeah, I'm probably a real budget racer trying to make it work.
Daniel and his mate designed and built the hull, and it's been trial and error all last year. Cutting bits off, adding bits, changing bits, and last race meet 3 weeks ago, they realised every time we went fast around a corner, it was flinging us out onto the islands, and that meant the chines weren't quite right. So they've packaged up the chines or stuck something on them for this meeting just to see if it is. And we've done very well with the 3 laps we've done today. We're getting faster and we're able to go faster around the corners, and it seems to be that was the problem.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot harder than I thought. We started out with a new design of hull, and that's posed quite a few challenges. It's sort of taken me nearly a whole season. I'm just starting to get the boat to where it should be, handling-wise and all that. It's jumped out of the track quite a few times on me. That's just from design faults in the hull, but we seem to have got on top of them now, so now I'm starting to really push the boat.
350s in their top 3, the entry level to the sport. This is Rogue with Jeremy Kincaid at the wheel. He's had a fantastic season and he's really messing up Brett Thornton's defence this year. Great lines, boat looks fantastic. This is absolutely one of the top line 350s that we've ever seen. And Jeremy comes to the line at 49.90. That's going to be pretty good. That's pretty good time from there. This is Troy McKenzie in Predator with his fantastic new crystal type paint job. Really does look the goods. The 49.90 for Troy McKenzie. Got some support from Penrite at the moment, so he's looking to make a bigger splash in 2015. Across the line of 51.9, so the time to beat a 49.9 at the moment. It is Rogue looking very safe. This is the defending champion, Brett Thornton. He's got everything to lose here tonight. His wife, Lynn, right alongside. He's hail from Harvey Bay, a rack and stack. He's already gone out, a 52.275. So the time set by Jeremy Kincaid, and what a fantastic event he's driven here tonight. Jeremy Kincaid, a 49.9. Troy McKenzie, a 51.9. And Brett Thornton in Obsession, not being able to bring the big points home.
Tonight was quite different. It's one of the first nights where the 350s ran the top 12 and the top 6 and the top 3 one after another. Normally we interleave with everyone else. So being kind of under pressure to meet those times and get out there was interesting. I actually found it more exciting that way. You had to really be on your game and not relax and settle down. So no, I enjoyed it.
The penultimate round of the 2014 Hi-Tech Oils V8 Superboats for 350s. Jeremy Kincaid holds 294. Brett Thornton in Obsession, 251. Scott Roberts in 250 there. Shane Allen not making the top 3. International Group A 400s coming up next. On the water, it'll be Kryptonite that leads them away in the top 3. Damien O'Leary. Boat looks absolutely immaculate. Kryptonite. This was the hazardous 08 boat of Slade Stanley that back in 09 and 2010 world champion, New South Wales, Australia, you name it. They were the champions of everything that year with his wife, Vanessa. Now Damien O'Leary. Great mates with Slade, running this boat and doing a very good job. Big double grab at the wheel there. That will cost him some time. The whole idea is to set the corner up in one. If you release the wheel, of course, all of the power and all of the steering going through one nozzle out the back of the boat. It's got Mick Carroll, who needs very little introduction from the fans around Temora. He's the guy that flew through the night sky and ended up in the neighbour's property. What's his time? A 46 dead. Damien O'Leary. Well, that is a very nice time indeed. Is it going to be good enough? I won't speculate at this point, but Shane Lofton in Vicious. We spoke earlier about the coming of Vicious and Shane Lofton and this team. They will be certainly a force to reckon with next year. Real maximum attack kind of driver. Just watch that. We see his hands. He's just setting the corner. This is the corner that Damien O'Leary had troubles, as did Shane Lofton. So that may be just the way. The washer's bouncing off the side. This is a Mack craft, of course, the stinger of Damien O'Leary. Different hulls, different type of reaction to the water. And he has flamed out. Heads over to the bank there. That does not sound good. The Motec dash there. They're in a hurry to get out too. Let's have a look. Yeah, that flamed out there. That was of no fault of the driver. Just as the power's not going through the jet unit, just understeers off there. Let's see if Jake Garlick can beat that time of his main protagonist in the 2014 Hi-Tech Oils international Group A titles in Grumpy. Looks magnificent under the night sky. A real piece of kit in international Group A trim. They just keep working and working and working on this. Mark Garlick, his father, is credited with all that work. Jake really, to his own admission, rocks up with his helmet, his driving suit and his gloves and his navigator, and they go racing. This is a good lap so far. The composure of Jake Garlick, of course, took it up to Brooke Dixon 2 years ago in the 360 Bolt Aqua Bar and Bistro Mac Craft. Now back in the family craft here. The tough tack hull smashes it out there. 44.836. That has just hit it out of the Temora Jet Sprint Complex. Jake Garlick takes the win at a 44.8 to Damien O'Leary 46 dead, and Shane Lofton in Vicious up on the bank.
Yeah, that's the best way to end the night. Towards the middle of the day there, I was coming in with 45 and a halves, and I was coming back and I'm holding the thing flat out there. We had no air, and the air wasn't good. At lunchtime with that heat, I think it ended up being 39 degrees or something. But at the end there, the air came on, the temperature dropped, and it proved I put, I think it was 8/100ths of a second on my fastest time, and I ended up cracking the 44s. I said to Dad, once this air comes on, it'll have a 44 in it, and it did.
Jake Garlick there. Damien O'Leary does lead the championship on 240, but to 1 point to Jake Garlick in Grumpy. Shane Lofton third in Vicious, and the Group A title is set for the last round later on in the year. Of course, we have got unlimited superboats coming up right now. We'll get on with that. Here comes Greg Mercier. Normally aspirated Sprint Tech. This hull built by 7 times world champion Peter Coe in New Zealand and tuned to perfection by Greg Mercier and his ACOL Skylights team here in Australia. Great power plant behind him. Really does churn it out. The Shark Attack, one of the more recognisable boats in the world of V8 Superboat racing. You can just about hear the Jaws theme music in the background there. Charging along the spectator side of the course. She just grabs a bit of the peninsula there at High Tech Oil's corner. But this is a very, very fast track, and this is what Greg Mercier likes. Really starting to push hard. Have a listen to that 570 working hard between his shoulders there. Across the line at a 42.947. That's thereabouts. Methanol flames straight out the back there. Here comes the Screaming Roo, Dean Elridge. Entered boat, Victorian American importers for Daryl Hutton. He is absolutely charging this weekend. A little bit more difficult with the heavy iron behind him, the big block, as opposed to the other boats that are running alloy type outfits. But he really has been around and knows it. Very ostentatious paint job, wrap on the boat there, then the Christmas tree lights. That's a big block working hard right there, and Daryl Hutton will not spare the horses. Let me give you the tip. He's a win it or bin it kind of racer, and he is on a red hot lap here. This is good. He's charging out at the last right-hander. Across the line he goes in a blaze of lights at a 42.573. Goes straight into the P1 position. One boat still to come. This young lady in the 360 Bolt outfit from High Tech Oils. Down into the High Tech Oils corner she goes. Very smooth, very neat. There is absolutely nothing wrong with what Brooke Dixon does. It's millimetre perfect lapping. Got the pink helmets there with herself and Lauren. This is only a new crew together. Oh, and she's put it up the bank. The borrowed boat. And she's straight away onto the switches to get the power plant turned off. Very rare mistake there. She just got way too early for the island. Lauren was sitting on her hands there, so a driver error, unfortunately. But that leaves Daryl Hutton, and yep, violent crash there. Daryl Hutton in the American Automotive Imports outfit to Greg Mercier and Brooke Dixon coming out in position 3.
Oh yeah, hey, we're pleased. It's there's a little bit of, probably going to be a little bit of controversy over it. I don't think we've probably heard the last of this, but it's I'm not too sure what went down. I know that Paul Fonzie got disqualified and he was the fastest boat of the day. He deserves the win, but hey, there's always a reason why something's disqualified too, and so rules are rules, and we all got to abide by them. And if we don't, then there's no control on the sport. And so, yeah, we applied pressure to Krusty and Brooke, and yeah, Krusty Krusty's probably going to blame his eyesight as well, and Brooke got on the reggatage and hit a bank. So, yeah, we took the win. I was pretty happy with it.
Old Blue Eyes there in the Total Lubricants hat. Daryl Hutton leading the championship by 18 points over Brooke Dixon to Fonzie Mullen in Ramjet. Greg Mercier still hanging in there on 204. Bill Dixon in the High-Tech Oils racing out mid on 153 points there. Who will make it through to the final round for the 2014 High-Tech Oils season? Will Bill Dixon have the Sprint Tech back on the water for himself and Brooke to take up the title to both Daryl Hutton and to Fonzie Mullen? Will Tremaine Dukes be back in Maniac? We will wait out and see how that all transpires over the next couple of weeks before we have the final round back here at Max Hire High-Tech Oils V8 Superboats Park.
Coming up after the break, we head to the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit where we relive all the opening round action from the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul.